You Kung Fu guy, they would tell you, the karate guys, yeah, Kung Fu, very welcome, come to me. And they hug you like this, and then they would talk, we have a victim. I blocked him like this, and I can see, he can see through the headgear that this guy actually is deep in pain. It makes the weak strong, and the stronger much more stronger.
And the kind of sparring, what it is, it's almost like the first level of the golden bell where you're hitting your body. There's a different methods, but the golden bell the Kung Fu method has 4 different levels.
And you practice different kind of breathing exercise, which actually accumulate the energy in your body, which activate all the muscle cells in your body, that you can generate more power. It's like a multiplicator for your muscles, tendons, and body power. That is Qigong actually for. And when you are elder, then I will say, then shows what really skill and what is your level of Kung Fu can be showcased. And I have done that as a proof for myself that all these years I practiced this and that martial art. I went away from the fantasy martial art. I went away from the Tai Chi, from the Bagua, from different kind of internal developing skills, because that is not enough for me. I think I'm good, but I'm not. I need to become a better person. I need to become a better fighter. I need to become a better master. I have the responsibilities, first for myself, second for the next generation who I'm teaching, because I need to teach something which is combat proven and applicable martial art. That's why people, they are looking for me. They want to learn some skills. They want to protect themselves, and they want to protect their beloved ones from harm's way. So I can't give them something what doesn't work. I don't want to one day regret what I have done. And I joined in 2015 at the age of 44 one competition where I already was thinking, I need to combine the Western method of conditioning, the anaerobic training. I need to develop that kind of Olympian boxer skill set, because that is good, that conditioning works. Okay, so I searched and researched again. I remembered what I learned from wrestling, how to condition the body. Okay, to make myself ready for the 3-minute bouts or 2-minute bouts or 5-minute bouts whatsoever. Because people will know when you go to a fighting stage, 3 minutes can be forever. If you ever spar, you know that, Aero. You go to 3-minute rounds. You like this and you think, my goodness, you check on your watch. Oh, what's going on? What is 3 minutes? It's like endless.
It will surprise you totally. Like and people, I think, are not prepared to get tired at all. Like every situation for many people, it relies on them being fresh. So you can do this technique, you can throw this, if you're full energy, but when that's gone, what do you have left? Like, you just don't even know how to react to that. It's even mental stress really badly if you can't even keep your hands up. And someone is pressuring constantly against you. And this is, what you need to experience.
This needs to be trained. If you want to go to competition, you need to train sparring. You don't need to go to the gym and lifting weights because next week I have a bout. Yeah, people, they're lifting weights. They do some different kind. What are you doing? You're wasting your time. You want to go to fighting competition? You train fighting. You want to go to push-up competition? You do push-ups. You know my meaning? So people, they show me, I can do push-ups. I say, very good. Very nice. Look, that master fighter I will call Fedor Emelianenko. Does he really looks like a very athletic guy? He looks a little bit chubby, He got not huge arms. He looks like a stable guy, but he knows how to fight. He knows how to fight, and his body is a totally different one than his adversaries. And when you see, for example, some other fighters like Alistair Overeem, for example, he looks like a half bodybuilder, weightlifter. Yeah, he get knocked out by fighters that doesn't even look so athletic as him, for example. Okay.
Yeah, it's not all about the muscle, but I think really people confuse this sometimes. Like if you. The benefits of martial arts are, in some occasions, they are indirect. Like I explained, they can sort of amplify or whatever skills you now have. But in some regards, like the hardening, they're very direct. You just have hard limbs. Have more power. You can take hits. It's very direct benefit. But for example, regards to the conditioning aspect, although I noticed that you get this kind of endurance benefits from different stances, when it comes to this, like the sport-specific endurance, the only way to get that is to do the sport. Like the kickboxing, if you want to get the endurance for that, you need to do the sparring. If you want to get the wrestling endurance, you need to do the wrestling. There's no way to really go around that. And I think people don't really understand that conditioning aspect and how important it is. Although I think that practicing Kung Fu and Qigong gives you an advantage in that you're going to develop some of this endurance quicker, and you're gonna have this, like you talk about the hardening, the golden bell. I also feel like people don't really understand how practical is hardened limbs are in competitions. Even in sparring, I'm talking about just regular sparring with these guys. You're getting constantly blows into your stomach, into your ribs, into the side of your body, your arms, of course the head as well, but your body is getting bombarded with these hits, your legs and everything. And, Golden Bell is very direct body hardening, complete full body hardening. And the kind of sparring, what it is, it's almost like the first level of the Golden Bell where you're hitting your body. There's the different methods, but the Golden Bell the Kung Fu method has 4 different levels. And I feel like the sparring is kind of the first level of it. So, of course, the regular, just kickboxing is going to harden your body. But you can also take that to the next level with the Kung Fu practices that other people have not experienced. Like, I think you talk about some of your students, like how when they go to competitions and, the response that they get in there.
Let me come to one example. Everybody knows, okay, when we do MMA or Thai boxing, that is also very tough sport, and conditioning. But does the people recognize that more and more fighters, when they go to that kind of competition, and because of the way how they condition their legs, for example, that they are much more risking the way of breaking the legs? We have that different kind of fighters, from the glory kickboxing. Yeah, we have some fighters of the MMA world where the shin bone break in half.
Yeah, snap it completely.
Yeah, and that is a disaster, because hitting different kind of mitts and boxing bags, which are not made of solid kind of stuff. And without this kind of method, how the Chinese martial art provide. For example, you need to have the external medicine and the internal medicine to condition your body weapon, so that you have a strong body which doesn't snap immediately, okay, or it's not that fragile immediately when you hit some hard surface. The thing is, what Chinese martial art, or especially my system, what I provide, gives is actually the way how you toughen yourself systematically. And me, for example, I put that into a test. I was practicing the golden bell on myself, of course, because I'm already aged. I'm 44 years old in 2015, and I say I want to go to the Lei Tai competition. I prepared for competition. I said already one day. I said already that one day that
okay,
actually.
Can you repeat what competition? I think it clipped
Gosu Lei Tai. I joined in 2015 a Gosu Lei Tai competition. And in that competition, you can face different kind of Kung Fu martial artists from different nations. It was a world championships. Here, held in Taiwan every 2 years. It's a very renowned martial art competition in Asia. The mainland China, the Hong Kong, they all know this kind of Gosu Lei Tai, which is held in Taiwan. It's actually a very established one here in Asia for the Kung Fu man, okay? And I was preparing myself with different methods, what my Chinese Kung Fu skill provide. So I was training my golden bell to a kind of level where I can hit myself with for example, a metal hammer. And the resonance sound, what I received from hitting with that metal hammer, it was not only a dull sound, it was not only a boom, boom like that, it was a kind of metal ringing sound which was reflecting. And when I received that, after 6 years of hard practicing the golden bell, because golden bell have different kind of levels how to increase, you can't hit yourself immediately with an iron hammer. That will be not recommended, because you will blow yourself internal injuries. Your alveoles, when you hit the chest, the alveoles will blow, they explode, for example. Everything in the chest is a little bit fragile, and because of that vibration, it penetrates not only the muscles, the tissues, it will also penetrate the bone and the bone marrow. And if you don't know how to train that very well, you can actually inflict an injury. Remember what we see in the Kyokushinkai world or the karate world. The guys, they're always hitting the chest, they're hitting the stomach. And they do that kind of conditioning. In Chinese, we call that Tian Niu Gong. That is the Iron Bull method. Okay, that is a method which can be developed very quickly, but you need also the internal and external medicine to apply that on your body, which most Japanese karate fighters, they don't have. So actually, you can see that this, when they get elder, the karate, Kyokushin, for example, Kyokushinkai karate fighters, they don't move anymore like very well. They have breathing problems, they have body stiffness, and maybe when they combine that with a lot of beer, alcohol, and smoking cigarette, they will pass away in an early age.
Yeah, you know what? I think like one of the major things, that you're explaining is really the longevity aspect, because the Kung Fu gives an element of really being able to take care of your body, which most people don't really think about how that relates to perhaps always fighting. But to be able to maintain your health even to older age, like you were fighting at 44 years old or something, that's not very common if you do just Muay Thai. They retire at 30 or something. Or MMA, there are some people who still fight almost at 40, but very few people. So I think Kung Fu really is great because it gives a very systematic way to do this hardening. And it's not just like you bang, 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 bang. You actually, like you said, there's the medicine, there's a certain levels and steps that you take during over a period of time. So it's like an art of hardening in a way.
Yeah, you need to train. You need to train in a way where you apply some impact on your body, and you need to treat your injury, what you received during the training. So in the Western world, they train. We train hard. Very good. Yeah, and then when they're old, they become like stiffies. You know, they're very stiff. They can't even move their body. And in martial art is, I would say, have a big question mark. Yeah, when you train martial art styles, I would say, for example, BJJ grappling and all these kind of things. Yeah, where you, which actually Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Jiu-Jitsu in general called the soft art. Yeah, when you wake up in the morning time, how you can get up out of your bed. It's like this, you know, like here you can't move. You have the steps from your bed to the toilet. You need nearly 5 minutes, you know, and that is a big question mark. That shows, okay, you're very injured. You are very injured, and the martial art, what you practice, went to a wrong direction. I would say to a direction where it's not healthy anymore. We need to be sure that we can also train in a professional way and also be in a healthy life conditioning. That is very important.
Right.
And that's why these kind of Chinese martial art styles, they can survive for a longer term. And for example, if you are a Kung Fu master, you know, and you want to showcase your martial art, the elder you are, the better. You reach your peak when you're 40, 45. So at 44, I went to the combat, I would say that combat stage again, you know, and I was full armed. I am full armed. I would say full armed like iron fist, iron arm, iron leg, a golden bell. I was going to that competition. And competition, I say, it's a totally different thing than when you go only to one fight, one bout, where you can analyze your opponent. You analyze your opponent, who's that night you want to fight. You know, you can research him, you can see video clips from him, people tell you how his special techniques are. That is very good. But to join a competition is, at that day, you need to fight maybe 1, 2, or 3 times to reach the finals. And every time when you go on that kind of fighting stage, where actually the truth exists, where you can find who you are, you will come back when you go out of that fighting stage after that bout with a small injury. And this small injury will be accumulated the more you fight at that day. So when you reach the finals, you're already like Quasimodo, you know, you're hinking and walking like that, yeah, that you can see actually in the Olympic Games in judo, yeah. In the finals, people get bandages here, bandages, finger wraps here, and they're like this, I go to the finals. They're already very injured. And that is for sure. I prepared myself. I know, okay, it's going on. I tried that. I went to the World Championship in Taiwan for the Gosu Lei Tai. I went to the finals. I was so pumped up, so developed, that my adversary from Argentina, after the second round, he ran away. He doesn't want any more. He's full. I don't want, you know. And that happened to me several times. That people, they run away from the fighting stage, and the referee look at me like, what happened? I say, I don't know. It's not like...
Is it because he was trying to like hit you and...
He was hitting me, somebody's hitting me, you're blocking and you hit back, you know? And it is like, you know, when you practice fighting skills, you have the body weapons. And you practice different kind of breathing exercise, which actually accumulate the energy in your body, which activate all the muscle cells in your body, that you can generate more power. It's like a multiplicator for your muscles, tendons, and body power. That is Qigong actually for. It's not only like you're healthy. Warrior Qigong, or what we call warrior Qigong, 战斗 Qigong. Yeah, I translate 战斗 Qigong, warrior Qigong, or fighting combat Qigong, is actually purposely prepared for fighting. It will activate all the cells in your body. It will activate because the body have an oxygen, I will say, intake and exchange, which actually will feed your muscle cells, which will feed all your cells in your body. New cells will be created. Of course, when you do a 30 days Qigong circle or you do 100 days Qigong circle, you know that some body cells, they will die and they will be recreated. The skin cells, they die quicker than the internal organ cells. Some internal organ cells, they will also die and they will be recreated. And during that kind of cleansing process, and also the way how you live, the different diet, the different abstinence, because abstinence for the sexual part is crucial. Okay, in that kind of 30 days or 100 days Qigong circle, you will develop a totally different energized body where the muscle cells can function effectively. So a punch is not only a punch anymore. Of course, you have the external skill with the fist and all these kind of things, but how you generate the force, how you have the muscles activated because of your pre-training.
It's like a better response from your body in a way, or more response.
The battery is full. You have a full battery. You know, I say you will.
It's like the Lohangong, basically 30-day, like you can do the warrior Lohangong.
That's
for
why,
example, said.
That's why the golden bell. I say it's very interesting. It is a very interesting. You train your energy development with the Lohangong form, and you hit your body, yeah, which I will call Qi Sui Jing, with the golden bell. And that is actually how it should be trained. The combination of the external hitting and the internal energy development, that is real Kung Fu. That will help you to go protected into a competition about an I don't know what kind of event. Okay.
Yeah, even competition, but you know, if we talk about like the self-defense, even like, you know, you must understand that you're like, if you have the hardened limbs, it's like you're always walking with these kind of weapons you have, like, and you know, you don't have gloves if someone attacks you somewhere at the streets or something. You know, you only have like this usually with you. It's like you're carrying, like, it doesn't matter what occasion it is, if you get under this kind of physical violence or something happens, whether it's competition or something, you know, like you said, people don't break so easily. And people, when they hit you, they will react very differently. Like
I have
like
students that go to I have students that go to the Sanda competition here in Taiwan. They train the wood element hardening skill. What we actually also provide in our tutorials, you know, we have that. See,
right?
They
the wooden complete.
They train that forearms, legs, you know, the wood element, yeah. And they go to competition and they say, I hit him only once, and he's already see his opponent like this, you know, only you know, like a teardrop rolling down, you know, or even he kicked me and I blocked him. My student told me I blocked him like this, and I can see. He can see through the headgear that this guy actually is deep in pain, you know.
Like a reaction.
And that reaction gave him more confidence. And then the method how I teach in the Sanda competition. I have several champions in my small studio here in Tainan City, yeah. And they still I need to reach another level, because after wood it's another level, it's the earth element, okay? And actually only the wood element, what you can see is actually what the Wing Chun fighters and the Choi Li Fat fighters, what they're doing. They're hitting the wooden dummy. That is for them the high level, because as a Wing Chun practitioner, for you is not allowed to touch the wooden dummy after several years. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the basic in our school, you know. You want to learn that is the basic, yeah. You need to learn what is the wood element. Yeah, for other martial artists, that is the highest level. For our school,
that's crazy.
That is the lowest. That is the first element what you need to learn, and that is how that's why the monkey kung fu style what I teach is a little bit different. Okay, it's much more applicable martial art. And as it is combat proven, my students have won several competitions. That is for sure. And for myself, I tell you, I only can tell myself, my opponent ran away during that fight. He got that fear, he said, that is so immense, because the radiance, what I was giving to him, it's like, he said he was afraid that I'm killing him. But actually I was like, let's go to fight. Like, I was very relaxed. But what he was felt was a totally different thing. He was struck with fear when I was attacking him, that he couldn't stand it. And that is that kind of energy, what we call CACC in the Chinese martial community. That is the killing energy, what you can radiance to your outside. It is like when you practice Qigong for a certain kind of time, especially train that warrior Qigong for a certain kind of time, you full in that energy. You enter a room where some people are inside and they all are pressed against the wall like this. They feel that kind of deep, unconscious pressure on themselves. When they talk with you, they have this kind of stepping back and talking to you, because that is what you also reflect. You reflect a different kind of energy, without to be aggressive. Okay. And then if you may be getting aggressive and you're like, you see totally red, for example, then please send everybody only the best. Okay. You're actually so well prepared. So I would say you're totally in a totally different mode. You're totally in a different zone, actually, when you practice these kind of exercises. The internal energy development, which stimulate and activate all the muscle cells and bone marrow, everything. And also the external, the conditioning and all the training, the skill set makes you actually a human.
Right. But I also feel like, even in your schools, the hardening is a big part of the external Kung Fu, but like you also do, just kind of more traditional fighting techniques and punches, but also some very unorthodox stuff. People don't really realize that even regular kind of boxing punches are, or at least were, a part of traditional Kung Fu. It's not just something like some fast weird movements. But one thing that I do want to say, because people in traditional martial arts are always you need to do it in this specific way. You need to do it exactly, punch like this way and then punch this. And it's, there's no rule in martial arts that if you want to be the best, you should do everything the exact same way as everyone else is doing. That's actually quite foolish. So yes, you need to know all that stuff and you need to be good. And, like you said at some point, if you don't know the basic boxing, you have no business to go into any competitions or anything. But then move and try something, more unorthodox, try to do something a bit different. I think that's a benefit. And I think Kung Fu, in addition to hardening, it can give something that is a bit of out of the box, like a strike or approach that perhaps you can use somewhere, or a different angle or something that, otherwise you wouldn't use, ideas, things that you can try on. Many people who get very good, they actually do some things differently than what is always taught, this very basic approach.
The thing is, the hardening skill can make a weaker man stronger. Of applying his techniques on his opponent, and mentally stronger. You have more confidence, So that is very good. A weaker person, I would say a shorter person, a skinny person, with hardened bone, I would say like the Thai boxers have, for example. People are afraid of these men of steel. Yeah. They're skinny, but they can eat a lot. They can eat punches and they can deliver throws and strikes where you think, what was that? From where that come from? Because that is actually it. But it can give a stronger person more power and advantage. You know, if you're already strong and you build much more, I will say, in a different way, and you train that, oh my goodness, I don't want to think about that. You know, that is like a superhuman. You go to the fighting stage, oh my goodness, everybody can actually start to pray, you know, like this. Yeah. But, you know, it makes the weak strong and the stronger much more stronger. And that is actually, you know, if you're a fighter, that is an advantage. I only can say that. That is my experience, okay? After I won that competition in Taiwan, I say, I found the method. That is good. I'm 44 years old. I'm not fighting the same age, you know, like me, you know, also 40 years old guys or 38 years guys. No, I was fighting in their 20s, nearly 30 years old, in their 20s and 30. That's enough. I fight the young guys, the hungry guys, where the testosterone level is on peak. These guys. I don't fight elder guys. I was weighing 80 something or 80 kilogram. I'm 170 centimeters short, and you can see as my body structure, I'm about 80 kilograms, 82 kilograms, you know. If I'm too fat, sometimes 86 or something, yeah. I was always fighting guys who I can't even reach, you know. Say, hello, guten Tag, nice to meet you, like that always, you know. I was looking upward, like after that I have a neck problem because to talk with them always like that. And that is actually the point. As a Kung Fu martial artist, you need to find a little bit some kind of challenges, you know. For me, for example. And when you go to competition, there are no old guys there. The old guys, they're already retired after 35 years old. They say, oh no, I don't want. I fight my students, I look always good. Yeah. But in the competition, you don't know who is in front of you. When you go to a pub, you fight somebody, he's maybe drunk, on drugs, you know. He's not prepared for a fight with you. But you go to that kind of competition, people train 2 years for that day. I took the challenge, I said, that is it. I found the method. Golden belt, Shaolin, Kung Fu, iron arm, all these kind of things, conditioning. I'm 44 years old. I need to sign up for a higher level martial art. Where to look around? Tokyo, Japan was also for every fighter. You fight in Tokyo, it's cool. You know, you achieve something. You Kung Fu guy, they will tell you, the karate guys, yeah, Kung Fu, very welcome, come to me. And they hug you like this, and then they will talk, we have a victim, you know, look at him, Kung Fu, like this. Yeah, come, very welcome, you good. Yeah, they welcomed me. I was very prepared. I was fighting, guys, I tell you, in that kind of MMA, karate, full contact competition. 7 minute round, with ground fighting 2 minutes. First, the round is 7 minutes. It's longer. Second, they have ground fighting for another 2 minutes.
It's like that.
If two people fight on the ground and after 2 minutes there is nothing, they would say, ding, stand up, start from standing up again. Yeah, that is tired.
7 minutes full on, like.
Yeah, and the competitors, they're coming from Kudo Karate and Kyokushinkai. You can see these fighters, they fight in Japan, in Pancrase. You can see the fighters, they come from Japan, from deep. They have these kind of MMA fighters. They come from these karate schools. So they have promoters from the karate schools. They send them to these kind of professional MMA fighting stages, okay, in Japan. And then you have the Russians and the Ukrainian fighters. They love karate. And they come from a fighting style which called Kudo, from the Daito-ryu, that is the combat karate system, which developed from Kyokushinkai karate. So the guys who is joining that competition, they know already what is taking a blow on the chest, because Kyokushinkai karate, they punch you on the chest, on the stomach, yeah, and they deliver low kicks par excellence. So they low kicks and the Thai boxing low kicks. If it,
I've seen their sparring; they just like hammer his legs constantly.
It's fantastic. As a fighter, that is actually it. It's elite karate. And when you join that MMA karate, that is people telling me from Taiwan, don't go there. You're crazy. You're 45. What are you doing? Yeah, I say, yeah, I should be. Maybe I'm crazy, but if you never shoot, you will never hit. Okay, and that is actually a slogan. Huh? So you need to try. As a martial artist and as a Kung Fu practitioner, I have nothing to regret. I went through a hardcore training in preparation for that fight in Tokyo. I had the golden bell. I was training the method, what we provide, in a systematically way. I was developing my arms, hands, fists, legs, and my mental readiness to join that kind of competition. First, I'm the outsider. I'm the Kung Fu guy. Second, I am the eldest guy in that fighting arena. People are looking at me like during the time I had a beard like this, because I say, during that time, I want to be as nature as possible. I go to my nature myself. Of course, I'm balded, yeah, because I cut that off. I still have some hairs, a little bit, but I have a long beard. I went to Japan, Tokyo, to that competition, and during that day, I felt nobody can defeat me. You are all strong guys. You're from the military from Ukraine. You're the military from Russia. You're the Japanese several-time champion. I don't care who you are, because you don't know who I am. And if I lose, nobody knows. Okay? If I win, that is a totally different thing. But
how many guys did you fight that time? Or did you have multiple?
No. During that time, some people, because of visa problems, they couldn't come. So they put me into the Masters division. And I was facing the Kudo Karate champion from Moscow and Ukraine. Master Sergei Gorodivsky is a very tough soldier opponent. That was my guy. Masters division. Only the black belts, they fight in that division. We had a fight that was quite good, I would say. And I was able to force my power on him. He hit me with so much force on my head. He kicked me like a hooligan kick, on my head, on my body. And I'm still like that guy, I get hit, but I'm running after.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that is crazy. People loved that fight. I won by decision. Unfortunately, I must tell you, I bring him down. I pinned him down, and I had him in an arm lock, and I nearly snapped his arm. And he escaped by hooking my eye.
No, really?
Hooking my eyeball like this, grabbing my face and hooking, which actually was not allowed. Okay, that is actually a thing what is not allowed. He saved his life. I have a picture of that. I will look around for that, and I will show that. If he didn't hook me, I think I will snap his arm.
Yeah, that'll be good to see.
On the ground, I would say. Yeah, I had a very nice arm lock on him. We call that the side control arm lock or something. Where actually it was nearly there. He saved his life by fish hooking my eyeball, you know. And the referee, I don't know what he was seeing, but he was direct in front. They let it go because they want to see the Kung Fu guy lose.
Yeah, that's dirty
You know,
tactics.
they want to see that. They want to see that. Yeah, but I didn't
But you could
give them
clearly
that.
experience like the hardening, like you were able to take those blows. You were still able to, you know, keep on punching. Like even at that age, to be able to throw like fluid
Yeah,
combinations.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is a very beautiful round. The thing is, when they stop you and they bring you up again, it will become longer at nearly 15 minutes fight. The thing is actually that I had the opportunity to really smash a super bomb on his chest. I know how to crush granite blocks and stones. I can do that. I showcased that many times. And during that time, I was in between. I have in the face of victory, you know, where you can deliver the fatal blow. The lion's roar, I would say, whoa, boom, like that. I was still catching myself. And during that small split of a second, I was thinking, that guy, he's a family man, he got children too, he want to go home in one piece.
But I guess you could have just punched him a bit, like not so powerful, like just.
If you mounting somebody, you can deliver the ground and pound, you know.
Right.
Come on, these hands, look, they're very huge. No, you can see that. No?
Yeah, I get it, but just like
they were bigger. They were like
punch.
like
a bit lighter.
Like I tell you, smash hammers. You know, like very big because I was well prepared. But you need to remember yourself. We have a kind of martial morality, which also gives you the Chinese Kung Fu. You have a codex that you need to remember. That is a combat sport. It's not a gladiator fight.